Yeah.
On the logo for Marshall, it has the herd on there.
Right.
I'm old enough; it used to be called the Thundering Herd. So
Yeah, they still use that.
they still do use it. Okay, I didn't know if that was gone or not.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Kissimmee, Florida, where it's a beautiful sun-drenched afternoon, or I should say morning, as we get set for some breakfast baseball. I guess brunch here at 10:30. Welcome aboard our YouTube broadcast. Tom Linder bringing you all the action as the Marshall Thundering Herd, fresh off a very nice win against Pitt last night, look to try to break even and go 500 on this four-game opening weekend here at the Diamond Nine Sunshine State Classic. They'll send Zach McNeil to the mound, Marshall the home team. Around the infield, Evan Hearn at first, Jordan Blanton at second base. The shortstop is Elvis Baraldo, Shane Hannon at third, Linder, Zaban, and Rodriguez left to right. Along the outfield, Ray Pastrana is your catcher, and we're set to get underway. Zach McNeil on the mound has the sign. Here's the pitch, and this one is fouled back. First pitch offering was Mitchell Bull. He's the second baseman. He'll lead things off for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Hawkeyes a season ago, 33-20, 13-9 in the Big Ten. Most places has them somewhere in the middle of the pack as far as preseason ideas. This one is hit hard, deep to left. Linder on his horse back near the warning track, reaches up and makes the catch right on the edge of the warning track. So Mitchell Bull gave it a ride the opposite way, and Tucker Linder, the left fielder for the Marshall Thundering Herd, able to pull that one in all the way back on the warning track. So pretty good power, but it's just allowed out. And McNeil has retired the first Hawkeye he's faced. That'll bring up first baseman Isaiah Fullard. Fullard from the right side. And McNeil's offering. Change up, straight down the middle of the plate, belt high, and he's got strike one. Outstanding pitching effort by Josh Shapiro and the Marshall bullpen last night in the 7-2 win over Pitt. There's another one. Outside half of the plate for strike two, and quickly McNeil ahead in the count. Beautiful afternoon, and in attendance in the top of the light pole out in right center field, an American Eagle. He arrived just at the national anthem, and he is perched atop the light standard all the way out in right center field. And as I speak, Fullard goes down on 3 pitches. So first strikeout of the afternoon. Herd pitching with 14 strikeouts against Pitt last night. 9 of those coming from the starter, Josh Shapiro. Put together a quality 5-inning start. Just 3 hits, no runs, 9 strikeouts, 1 walk. Here's a breaking ball, but it tails high. This is a 3-hole hitter, the left fielder, Chris Whalen. Whalen wears number 28 on that Iowa Hawkeye gold jersey. 2 down. We're in the top of the first. Marshall, the designated home team here this morning. And McNeil's pitch is just a bit low. And the count is now 2-0 to the 3-hole hitter. Designated hitter Tanner Paget awaits in the on-deck circle. Lined up, and McNeil's 2-0 delivery is a strike at the letters. Zach McNeil, a season ago, seven starts, 11 appearances. And they're going to say that was hit by pitch. Inside and a little too far inside, and immediately home plate umpire said, take your base.
Tanner Paget.
So a base runner with 2 outs here in the top of the inning. Jeff Wagner comes out to question whether or not he made an attempt to get out, but he's quickly ushered back to the dugout. And that's going to bring up Tanner Paget. Paget, 6'6", 240-pound redshirt sophomore out of Wichita, Kansas. Came to Iowa via Johnson County Community College. Right-hander stands in with a runner on to the stretch for the first time here in the top of the first is Zach McNeil. This one popped up high into the Florida sun. Guarding their eyes, Peralta comes over behind Hannon, struggling with it, and it hits. They did the dance underneath it. Peralta took it, but you're staring up into a crystal blue sky, and it falls in left field. They're going to post an error on the scoreboard, and they'll give it to Peralta.
Next batter, number
so a two-base error.
Austin Martin.
Chris Whalen holds at third base, so McNeil with the chance still to get out of it. Tanner Paget all the way into second base. It was just a tough play. You could tell from the onset. Shane Hannon, the third baseman, backed up, thought he had it under control, and then it started to tail back towards second base, where Peralta took over and just couldn't come up with it. Time taken by the batter, Austin Martin. So trying to take advantage of an early error here in the top of the first. Martin batting with 2 outs and 2 on. Swing and a miss. That one got home plate umpire and got him good. That foul tip went past Pastrana right into the solar plexus of the home plate umpire. He's going to take a long, slow walk to regroup. Austin Martin, a 6'1", 205-pound junior out of Altoona, Iowa. He came via Southeastern Community College. Pretty good group of junior college baseball players on the Iowa roster. McNeil looks in. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Tried to go outside, but it came back over home plate. High out of the zone, and swinging under that was Austin Martin. Maybe trying to do a little too much with it. He's now down in the count 0-2. Two on, 2 out. 0-2 count for Zach McNeil, trying to wiggle off the hook after a two-base error on a fly ball high into the Florida sun. Could be an issue all day long here. The 10:30 start. That one is fouled off. Well, you can see very early Austin Martin has a pretty good appetite for the high fastball. He's offered a couple of times, and McNeil's going to gladly take it right upstairs with him. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes. 2 down, runners at second and third. Whelan and Paget, the 2 base runners. Outfield deep and straight away for the right-handed hitting catcher, Austin Martin. McNeil tempts him with something outside, but Martin with a good eye does not offer on a ball out of the strike zone, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. McNeil looks in. Pastrana with the sign. Checks the runner at third. And now he'll step off. With the runner at second, they'll go back through the signs. Pastrana wants to go again. Ball and 2 strikes. Trying to leave the 2 Hawkeyes on the base pass. McNeil to the set. Here's the pitch. Outside. Couldn't catch the corner. Pastrana hesitates. He wanted that one. Pretty good looking pitch. Tough take, but Austin Martin has now evened the count at 2-2. Good at bat. It was a very good pitch. Regardless of that one, somebody was going to be unhappy with that call, whether it was the pitcher or the batter. It was that close. McNeil. 2-2 pitch on its way. Breaking ball sails high, and Martin lays off. So he's worked the count full after being down in the count 0-2. See if Zach McNeil will challenge the right-handed hitting catcher, Austin Martin of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Looks in and has his sign. Comes to the set. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and it's popped up. Coming back, is it going to be out of play? And it'll be on the screen about 3 rows deep. We'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Throughout the 4 games this weekend, we have said that a lot about Marshall pitching. In the first game, the 5-3 loss, they had 8 walks. At one point, 7 of those came on 3-2 counts. McNeil is ready. 2 outs, 2 on. 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball high and out of the zone. So Austin Martin works a walk in a pretty darn good at bat for the catcher from Iowa. And he will load the bases.
Center fielder, number 9, Ben Norman.
So Ben Norman will come to the plate with 2 outs, and now the base is loaded. McNeil could have been out of this inning, and now Joe Renner wants to come out and talk to him. I think it's a great move by the pitching coach in this situation, coming out and say, hey, can't be bothered. He was throwing nothing but strikes early on, and then that error seems to have rattled him a little bit. Coach Renner just want to come out and get his mind right, so to speak. Make sure he's not obsessing on that opportunity for an out that got away, and concentrate on just coming out and attacking the batter, the left fielder, or the center fielder, I should say, left-handed hitting Ben Norman. Norman batted just 189 a year ago, played in 47 games, starting 29 of those. 12 RBIs, did not have a home run. And he's got speed from that left-handed side. He led the team in triples with 3. Joe Renner has had his say. And now it's up to Zach McNeil. Started off innocently enough with a fly ball and a strikeout. Then a hit batter and a 2-base error, put runners at second and third, and now a walk has loaded them with 2 outs. First pitch strike. Well, you could see Ben Norman trying to go the other way. Taking that pitch on the outside, trying to punch it into left field. Foul ball back to the screen, makes it no balls and 1 strike. 2 outs in the inning. Zach McNeil trying to wiggle off the hook. Looks into Pastrana. Checks the runner at third. Here's the 0-1. High and out of the strike zone. Count is even. Norman is a 6'2", 200-pound junior out of Des Moines, Iowa. Played his high school ball at Roosevelt High School in Des Moines. He's awaiting the 1-1 with 2 outs and the bases loaded, top of the first. Popped up, and this is going to sail out of play. Nobody's going to get to this one. Well behind the first section of seating, onto the walkway in foul territory, and now it's a ball and 2 strikes. McNeil looks in. We're in the top of the first on a beautiful morning here in Kissimmee, Florida. It's been great weather for the entire tournament. 4th game of the 2019 season for the Herd. Looking to climb to 500. And it gets by. Pitch in the dirt will get by. Everybody will move up 1, and the Iowa Hawkeyes have scored their first run. Albeit unearned due to the error. They all count. And now runners at second and third. Still 2 outs, and the count now even at 2-2. Pastrana did all he could to get over to it. The wild pitch has cost him. They hits Batman, then a walk. Neal trying to get out of the inning with no further damage. Two balls, two strike to the left-handed hitting center fielder. 2 outs, runners at second and third. And this one is high and away. Full count. Second of the inning. Consecutive full counts. Zach McNeil. Neal has the sign from Pastrana. Checks the runner at third. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and nowhere near home plate. Well, again, this inning started innocently enough, and now all of a sudden the wheels have come off for McNeil, who's struggling to find the strike zone. Bases are loaded once again. Iowa has scored 1 run in the inning. They have the bases loaded, and they've done all of it without the benefit of a hit. Any baseball coach will tell you there's no defense for walks. You got to throw strikes. Well, a second visitor has just arrived atop the right center field light post. We now have 2 proud American Eagles sitting atop the light post out in right center. If you look closely enough, you can see them. Light post directly to the right on your screen. McNeil falls behind 1-0. Tanner Wheatrich, the shortstop, pops this one up into the air. It's playable, but again, into the sun. This time it's Shane Hannon, and he's got the out. So 1 run on no hits, a costly 2-base error. It is an unearned run, but it counts just the same. And they've got 1 run in the top of the first inning. So McNeil gets out with any further damage, leaving the Hawkeyes with the bases loaded. But we'll head to the bottom of the first with the Hawkeyes leading 1-0, and the Marshall Thundering Herd coming to bat. Set to get things underway for the Thundering Herd here in the bottom of the first inning, trailing 1-0 to the Iowa Hawkeyes, is the second baseman, number 3. That is Jordan Blanton. Blanton awaits the first pitch, and it's fouled off. Grant Judkins is the right-handed pitcher for Iowa. 13 appearances. Just 1 start a season ago. He had a 1-0 win-loss record with a 4.12 ERA, used mostly out of the bullpen. He's getting the start and a swing and a miss on a breaking ball out of the zone. Jordan attacks that, but he finds himself down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Judkins has the sign from Austin Martin as catcher. That's in the dirt. And Jordan Blanton will leave that alone. Defensively for the Hawkeyes, Isaiah Fillard at first. Mitchell Bowles is the second baseman. Tanner Wheatrich holds down shortstop with Matthew Sosa at third. Wayland Norman Wallace left to right around the outfield. There's a pitch. Strike 3 called. Wow, what a late call. Looked inside, then a hesitation, and then finally strike 3 called. So
number 18,
Blanton goes down looking
Rodriguez.
for the first out of the inning here in the bottom of the first. That'll bring up Eric Rodriguez. Rodriguez from the left side, right fielder. Swings and cuts, fouls that one back on the first offering from Judkins. Judkins looks in for his sign from Martin. And a swing and a miss. Took a little something off that, pulled the string, and Eric Rodriguez swings over top of it. Judkins, a 6'3", 200-pound junior out of Pella, Iowa. And a swing and a miss. He got a foul tip. No. 2 strikeouts to start the ball
Next
game.
batter for the Herd, third baseman, number 27,
Grant Judkins.
Shane Hannon.
That'll bring up Shane Hannon. Right-handed hitting third baseman for Marshall. Shane had a nice contest last night. Really starting to square the ball up here over the last couple of contests. He drove in a run with a sacrifice fly to get the Thundering Herd on the board, and he grounds this one to short, and the quick throw over, and a very impressive start to the ball game for Grant Judkins. 1, 2, 3, couple of strikeouts and a ground ball.
On the first 3 up, 3 down, nobody left on, no errors.
And as we head to the top of the second inning,
Iowa
one complete
0.
from Kissimmee, Florida, and the Iowa Hawkeyes lead the Marshall Thundering Herd 1-0.
If you're getting
Top of the second for the Iowa Hawkeyes as they lead 1-0. They sent 7 batters to the plate, scored a run, and didn't have a hit. As we head to the top of the second, Zach McNeil looks in, and he'll face Trenton Wallace, Matthew Sosa, and then back to the top of the order. Wallace, the right fielder, bats left-handed. Have Wallace listed as a left-handed pitcher as well. 6'1", 200-pounder out of Rock Island, Illinois. He awaits the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Quickly ahead in the count. McNeil back to the strike zone. Struggled with his control after that costly two-base error. Looks into Pastrana. Here's the 0-2. And it's high and outside. Wallace doesn't chase, and the count is now a ball and 2 strikes. Leadoff hitter here in the top of the second. 8th batter in the Hawkeye roster lineup. This one is fouled back. Wallace stays alive with that foul ball. Ball and 2 strikes. Zach McNeil looks in for his sign. He has it from Pastrana. Here's the pitch, and strike 3 called. Inside corner, perfect placement. And that's the second strikeout for Zach McNeil. We put that fastball right where Pastrana had the glove set up.
Next batter
Get the
will be
call
number
from the home
31,
plate umpire.
third baseman, Matthew Sosa.
So Wallace goes down looking, and that'll bring up third baseman, 9-hole hitter Matthew Sosa. Swing around to the right side. And McNeil, he's ready to roll. Looks in, and the pitch. Ground ball at home plate, but right off the top of the foot, immediately called foul. And it's 0-1. Zach McNeil looks in. As the sign. Here's the offering. And check swing, but a strike regardless. At the knees. Good changeup. Now 0-2 the count. Here's the wind and the derivative. Popped up to the right side. Going back is the first baseman, Hearn. He's got a beat on it and puts it away in foul territory. Couple of steps into the outfield grass in foul territory. Evan Hearn records the second out of the inning.
Leadoff hitter for Iowa, number 4, second baseman, Mitchell Bowe.
We're back to the top of the order, and Mitchell Bowe. He put a jolt into a ball on his first at bat and put the left fielder for Marshall, Tucker Linder, on the warning track. Strong the opposite way. Linder's out there now giving him a couple of steps. That pitch in the dirt gets away from Pastrana. And with 2 outs, nobody on, it's 1-0 count. On the left-handed hitting second baseman, Mitchell Bowe. Good-looking pitch, but apparently out of the strike zone. It's 2-0. And now ahead in the count is Bowe, the second baseman. Mitchell, 5'10", 175-pound senior out of Naperville, Illinois. Waits the 2-0. And that is low. Now 3-0. So very much like the first inning, McNeil, it's a couple of quick outs. And in that situation, unfortunately, hit a batter. And then the 2-base error on a ball lost in the sun. And that opened the gates for a 1 run in the top of the first. You'll have to work from behind. 3-0 pitch. 4 straight. And it's ball 4. Just trying to come back quickly to get the wild pitch. And the Hawkeyes have a base runner.
Number 20, first baseman, Isaiah Pollard.
Now you're back to the 2-hole hitter. Isaiah Pollard struck out swinging. First baseman. Looks down to the third base coaching box, and he'll step in. Flard right up on top of the plate. McNeil from the stretch looks at the runner. Long pause, and he goes over to first. Mitchell Bowe back standing. Mitchell Bowe, a season ago, 7 of 10 in the stolen base department. We'll keep an eye on him, especially with 2 outs. McNeil with a long look in and a quick look over. Have to come to the plate in this at bat. There's the first offering. Breaking ball and a beauty. Had Flard out in the front foot. And he's ahead in the count. No balls, 1 strike. Outfield straight away, medium depth. Hawkeyes with the 1-0 lead. We're in the top of the second. 1 on, 2 outs. This one hit sharply and through the hole into left field. Linder picks it up quickly and gets it to the infield and hold everybody for 1 base. But a sharp single off the bat of Isaiah Flard. His first hit.
Next batter,
and the Hawkeyes.
Number 28, left fielder Chris Whalen.
First hit of the game. So again, a quick 2 outs. Very much like the first inning. Now a bit of trouble for Zach McNeil as he'll work with 2 runners on. Left fielder Chris Whalen was hit by a pitch, started that mess in the first inning, went to first base, went all the way to third base on that 2-base error on the misplayed pop-up, and came home on a wild pitch. This ball is hit hard, hit deep on the fly. Saban and Linder, they're not going to get to it. 1 hops the fence in the alley in left field. That's going to send 1 home. It'll send 2 home. A 2-out, 2 RBI double off the bat of Chris Whalen. So again, the walks and the hit batters come around to haunt the Marshall Thundering Herd. You extend an inning and give the Hawkeyes extra at bats. They have made the Marshall Thundering Herd pay for it.
Tanner Padgett.
That ball was well hit to one of the deepest parts of the park. Linder and Saban gave chase, but that ball landed about 405 feet away from home plate, right in the left center field gap. That's a 2 RBI double. More importantly, came with 2 outs. Breaking ball, check swing. Hannon has to hurry, bobbles it once, throws across, and it's wild, and that's going to allow a run to come around and score. So Hannon bobbled it as he got to the edge of the grass on the slow roller, and then misfired to first base. Running the whole time was Chris Whalen. He's going to score all the way from second base as that ball went by Evan Hearn at first and up against the screen. And another error, and that's going to be another unearned run as of now.
Catcher Austin Martin.
So 3 home here in the top half of the second inning. Here's a breaking ball for a strike. Shane Hannon knew it was going to be a tough play, had to hurry it, and he bobbled it on the onset. Good heads-up job by the base runner, Chris Whelan. He was rolling the whole time, and when that ball got by Evan Hearn, he was home safely. So Tanner Padgett at first base has been the recipient of both Marshall errors. Both have come with 2 outs. McNeil looks in, facing the catcher, Austin Martin. Ahead in the count 0-2, swing and a foul ball. Stay alive swing by Martin, just did get a piece of it. So we'll try it again at 0-2 with 2 outs and a runner on. Good looking pitch and a good hold by Austin Martin. Bit high for a ball. Four runs on the board for the Hawkeyes, 3 of them in this inning. Well, 4 runs have been scored with 2 outs. McNeil, long look in. Breaking ball, and he goes. So a strikeout will set down Austin Martin, but the damage has been done. A big 2-out, 2 RBI double off the bat of Chris Whalen. And the Hawkeyes put 3 on the board, and after an inning and a half, the Iowa Hawkeyes lead Marshall 4-0.
Going into the bottom of the second, the score now Iowa 4, Marshall 0.
Where everyone sets up their cameras.
Ray Pastrana, the 4-hole hitter, followed by Zach Inskeep and Elvis Peralta. They'll start things off in the bottom of the second for the Herd. They've dug themselves a 4-0 deficit. And they'll try to get things going against Grant Judkins. Pastrana pops this one straight up in the infield. And the second baseman drifting over makes the catch. Mitchell Bowe puts it away. You can see the issue that a lot of these teams are having in this early morning sunlight here in Florida. It's a very bright sky, and we've seen players who have even made the catches still struggling. And that was no easy chore, and a nice job by Mitchell Bowe. I'll bring up Zach Inskeep. Inskeep had a decent day yesterday. So far in the season, 12 at-bats, 3 for 12 for a .250 average. Swing and a miss. And he's down in the count 0-2. Grant Judkins is attacking the hitters and the strike zone. He's retired the first 4 in order. Elvis Peralta waits on deck. Wanted to see if Inskeep would chase that breaking ball off the plate. He did not. Ball and 2 strikes, 1 out. We're in the bottom of the second. Hawkeyes on top, 4-0. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Inskeep goes down swinging.
Next batter, number 7, shortstop, Elvis Peralta.
Elvis Peralta steps in. Currently 308 in the first 3 contests, 4 for 13. 2 triples. 1 RBI here on the season. And he's got a healthy cut at that offering, but comes up empty, and he's down in the count. No balls, 1 strike. Another swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Grant Judkins missing a lot of bats. Here's the line in the 0-2 pitch. Pounded into the ground, foul down the first base side, up against the mesh screen in front of the Iowa Hawkeye dugout. Curious to know if those Eagles have names out there on those light posts, or if they just like the game of baseball as they peer down here on a sun-filled, drenched afternoon. Fouled back, 0-2 offering, and Peralta battling down on the count 0-2. Fouls off his second pitch. Grant Judkins looks into Martin for the sign. Here's the 0-2. And that hit him. So Peralta will be the first base runner, and that breaks up a string of 5 straight retired. Got ahead in the count 0-2, couple of foul balls, and then he hits him in the ankle. So down to first goes Elvis Peralta, and that will bring up the left fielder,
Next
Tucker Linder.
Marshall will be the left fielder, number 6, Tucker Linder.
Linder on the season batting .200, 2 for 10 on base percentage, .385. He's been hit by a couple of pitches and a walk. You'll look down to Jeff Wagner, see if they want to try to get the speedy Elvis Peralta into scoring position with a stolen base attempt. We'll see. First time for the stretch for Judkins. That is looked to be inside. Linder backed off, but it catches the corner for a strike called. 0-1. Peralta has not attempted a stolen base so far. And he shows go, but then backs off. Linder swings over the top of a breaking ball, and now down in the count 0-2. Well, if you're going to send him, this would be the pitch. Quick throw over. And Peralta scampers back in with a head-first dive. We're in the bottom of the second. 0-2 on the right-handed hitting Tucker Linder. Peralta thinking about trying to swipe a base over at first. He'll stay put, and a swing and a miss. Fourth strikeout. And the hit by pitch does not do any further damage. And after 2 complete, Marshall is hitless as we head to the top of the third, and the Iowa Hawkeyes on top 4-0. We head to the top of the third. Iowa on top 4-0. All 4 runs scored with 2 outs. And the Hawkeyes, 4 runs on 2 hits, no errors. And for the Marshall Thundering Herd, no runs, no hits. And the key to this game so far, 2 errors on the Herd. This one off the foot of McNeil. He stops it, picks it up, throws over, and gets the out. McNeil with the kick save. Now they'll go out and check, make sure he's all right.
Next batter, number
Looks to
16,
be all right.
shortstop, Tanner Wheatrich.
That ball was destined to skip over second base into center field, and McNeil with the kick save, able to regroup, pick it up, and get the out. We'll bring up the shortstop, Tanner Wheatrich. Popped up to Shane Hannon in foul territory to end that first inning. McNeil was come out in the first inning, got in the first 2 outs, then the trouble started as the Hawkeyes scored a run without the benefit of a hit. Got 2 outs to start the second, then a walk, a single, and a 2 RBI double. The Hawkeyes jumped out 4-0. McNeil looks in with 1 out, and the breaking ball sails too far inside on Tanner Wheatrich. 6 foot, 185-pound senior shortstop for the Hawkeyes, Moberly, Missouri. This one is hit well into the gap on the run. They're not going to get to it. Spahn and Linder circle it on the warning track. They'll have to pick it up when it stops rolling, and it's a stand-up double to the gap for Tanner Wheatrich. So a 1-out double puts a Hawkeye at second base.
Your right fielder, number 38, Trenton Wallace.
Trenton Wallace will come to the plate. Struck out Lookie. There's only a bat. So far, that was to lead off the second inning. So Zach McNeil back to the stretch. Looks in. And no swing on the check swing. On the breaking ball inside. McNeil looks in. Pastrana flashes the sign. To the set. Quick check of the runner, and here's the pitch, and it sails inside again, 2-0. Zach McNeil with a runner at second, and 1 out. Comes set, the 2-0 pitch. All low, 3-0. Third baseman Matthew Sosa awaits on deck for the Hawkeyes. McNeil trying to battle all the way back from a 3-0 count. Looks in. And the pitch. Ball 4. 4-pitch walk for Trenton Wallace. Next time up, third baseman.
Third baseman Matthew Sosa.
Sosa popped out in foul territory to the first baseman Evan Hearn. That was the second out of the second inning. Then trouble. Walk, a single, 2-out, 2-run double. And an error on a throw and a ground ball to third plated the third run of the inning. Spotted the Hawkeyes a 4-0 lead. We're in the top of the third. 1 out, 2 on for Iowa. McNeil with a quick check and the pitch. Fastball high out up in the zone for a ball one. Hawkeyes at first and second with one out. McNeil looking for a ground ball. There's a pitch, and there's a strike at the belt. Thundering Herd have turned a couple of double plays on the weekend and are looking for one here. The count even at a ball and a strike. Action in the bullpen for Marshall down the third baseline. A couple of pitchers warming up. See Hunter Sexton and Mark Meyer. M&M up in the bullpen for the first time. That pitch is a strike. And McNeil will work to the 9-hole hitter, the third baseman Sosa, but first he'll step off. McNeil to the set. Check at the runner. And they got a play on, and they throw it out into right center field. And now moving up very quickly and alertly is Tanner Wheatrich. He didn't see it at first. And the cry from the dugout, he just got up and took off. And Wheatrich goes into third base, standing up. That'll be a throwing error, third error of the ball game on Marshall. That one will go to Zach McNeil. So now runners on the corners. Double play still in play. McNeil looking to throw a ground ball. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Strike three called. Beautiful breaking ball right on the edge of the plate. He got a whole bunch of black on that, and it's a strike three call. Big pitch by Zach McNeil.
Next batter for Iowa. We're back to the top of the lineup. It's the leadoff batter, number 4, second baseman Mitchell Bowe.
Fourth strikeout for McNeil. And he's trying to get out of the inning. Back to the top of the order and left-handed hitting second baseman Mitchell Bowe. Bowe walked to keep the inning alive on a 4-pitch walk. And the top of the second came all the way around to score eventually on that 2-out, 2 RBI double. There's a swing and a miss as Zach McNeil twisted him into the ground with that inside breaking ball. Right in under the hands of Mitchell Bowe. Ahead in the count, 0-1. 2 outs, runners on the corner. Hawkeyes with the lead, 4-0, and threatening to add to that. They're going to need a 2-out hit. And that one sails wide. Fastball well out of the zone, outside. Count is even at a ball and a strike. Zach McNeil trying to get out of the third inning without any further damage. Long pause and the pitch. And that breaking ball just can't bring it into the strike zone, and it sails wide. Now 2-1. Isaiah Fallard, first baseman, on deck for the Hawkeyes. Runners at the corners. Here's the pitch, and this breaking ball is popped up. Going to be a long run for left fielder and the shortstop. Nobody can get it as it's well beyond the pitching mound down in the bullpen of Marshall. Linder gave chase. Peralta gave chase, but they weren't going to get to it. Mitchell Bowe stays alive. The count now 2-2. It was in the first inning that Bowe put a charge into a ball and put Linder on the warning track. Well, 360 feet from home plate. Was able to track it down. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Here's a ground ball and a beautiful diving stab by Hearn. He saves a run, maybe more, as he makes the grab and makes the out himself. How about that? Evan Hearn with a great play at first. And the Herd avoids any further damage, and they hold the Hawkeyes to no runs. They'll leave 2 Hawkeyes on the base path.
2 runners left on.
And it's 4-0 in favor of Iowa as we head to the bottom of the third.
Score remains 4-0. Evan Hearn.
Well, the baseball gods have spoken. You make a great play, you get to lead off the inning. How many times do you see that happen? And Evan Hearn, after that outstanding play at first, will lead things off for the Thundering Herd, who trail here in the bottom of the third, 4-0, looking for their first hit. And this is a ground ball, bobbled at first, but then picked up, and the flip to the pitcher covering. He is out number 1. Fallard bobbled it momentarily, then scooped it, and
coming to the plate for
underhand
Marshall.
pitch to Grant Judkins for out number 1.
2, Andrew Zevan.
Herd have not really centered a ball, as Judkins has had 4 strikeouts, not giving up a hit yet to Marshall, and they really have not. He had very good swings so far against the right-hander. I'll bring up Andrew Zaban, the center fielder. Bats from the left side. Andrew batting 183 so far in 3 games here this weekend. 2 for 11. Ron led the team in walks a season ago. A good on-base percentage. And he's hoping to be the second base runner in the contest for the Herd as he's ahead in the count. 3 balls, no strikes. And that's a strike call, taking all the way. Bell-tied fastball. Hawkeyes, 4 runs on 3 hits, no errors. Marshall, no runs, no hits, 3 errors, and they've been costly. Andrew turns on this one, but just does get the bottom half of the baseball, pops it up, and Trenton Wallace circles under it to make the catch. Out number 2 here in the bottom of the third inning.
Lineup, we have the leadoff batter, number 3, second baseman Jordan Blanton batting.
Jordan Blanton, the second baseman, comes up for the second time today. He was called out on strikes back in the first inning. It's really a strange call by the home plate umpire. It looked like it was inside. He backed off, thought for a second, and finally rang up Blanton, who was basically standing outside the box taking his warm-up swings for the next pitch. Two outs, nobody on. Herd still looking for their first at bat as they go back to their first hit as they go back to the top of the order. There's the pitch. And squares to bunt, offers, and it's strike called. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that one goes off the glove, back to the screen. Actually, that is the first ball. It was 0-2 prior to that. Hunter Sexton continues to throw for Marshall down in the bullpen along the third base line. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss in the dirt, scooped up by Martin. He'll throw on to first for the out. Another strikeout recorded for Grant Judkins. He's got it going on here through 3 as the Marshall Thundering Herd hitless and scoreless. They trail 4-0 to the Hawkeyes. We head to the top of the 4th.
The score remains 4-0.
Getting set to open the top of the 4th, Zach McNeil will face the first baseman, Isaiah Fillard. Righty versus righty. Fillard squares to bunt, but fouls it back to the screen. Shane Hannon charging at third. Here's the wind and the delivery. Strike called. So quickly ahead in the count. 0-2. Zach McNeil trying to finish off the first baseman, Isaiah Fillard. Struck out in the first, singled and scored in the second. He came around to score from second base on that 2-out, 2 RBI double by Chris Whalen. This ball in the dirt comes all the way back to the screen, and the count is now a ball and 2 strikes. McNeil looks into Pastrana. Outfield deep and straight away. And that one off the glove. Peralta bare hands and throws. What a play. We're going to have fun watching this young man all season. Off the top of the glove of Zach McNeil. And Peralta bare hands it in front of second base with the quick throw for the out. Score that 1-6-3 at home. And we have seen some sparkling defense out of this young man. He's going to be fun to watch all season. So now 1 down. Second time that a ball back up the middle, McNeil's been able to get a piece of. He kick saved the first and got the out himself. That time he slowed it down for Peralta to make the play. Head in the count, 0-1. This one fouled back. Whalen was hit by a pitch in the first inning, came around to score without the benefit of a walk, scored on a wild pitch from third. And then also scored on an error, a throwing error after that two RBI double. He came around when Hannon's throw went wide at first. He kept running and came all the way home from second as part of that 3-run second inning for Iowa. Count a ball and 2 strikes on the left fielder. McNeil lines and delivers. And check swing, did he go? They may appeal, and they're going to say no, he did not. Ball in the dirt, stopped by Pastrana. Half-hearted swing by Chris Whalen, but the appeal says no. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, 1 down. We're in the top of the 4th with the Hawkeyes on top, 4-0. Scored 1 in the first, 3 in the second. McNeil. Here's the pitch. But actually, Zach has pitched well enough to keep the team in this game. He's had a couple of errors behind him, and he himself has allowed innings to be extended, whether by walk or hitting a batter. Unable to secure that final out of an inning. All 4 runs for Iowa have come with 2 outs. Here's the 2-2 pitch from McNeil. And, oh, my goodness. Good-looking pitch, apparently a tad low. It did have the outer half of the plate, and it's going to be ball 3. 3-2 is the count. One out in the inning. Here's the 3-2, and this one is hit hard and deep. Chasing Linder all the way back to the track. It's going to hit the base of the wall at 390. Comes back past Linder, and Zaban will pick it up. Linder gave it a shot, but that ball hit at the base of the wall, 390 in the left center field gap. Ricocheted back where the center fielder backing up.
Now batting.
Zaban picks it up and gets it back into the infield.
Number 22, Tanner Paget.
So Whalen with another double, his second of the ball game. Stands at second base with 1 out. And Tanner Paget, the designated hitter. He's been the recipient of 2 errors in this game. 2 of the 3 Marshall errors have occurred in his at-bats. Wow, pitch, and what a stop by Pastrana. That ball was beyond the left-hander's batter's box, and somehow Pastrana reached out and stabbed it. And that's going to bring a visit from Joe Renner. We'll see how much further they'll go with Zach McNeil. Hunter Sexton has been up for the better part of 2 innings. He's got to be ready to go. Mark Meyer was up earlier, but he has since had a seat on the bench in the bullpen. Bullpens are open bullpens in foul territory down both the third and first base line. Joe Renner gives Zach McNeil a vote of confidence, going to leave him in there. Ball to no strikes. 1 out in the inning. 1 Hawkeye on the base pass. That's Chris Whalen at second. Tanner Paget awaits the 1-0. Swing and a miss over that breaking ball, and it's now 1-1. Four runs, 4 hits, no errors for Iowa. 0, 0, and 3 for Marshall. McNeil comes set. Quick check of the runner. Here's the pitch. Inside and high. Ball 2. One out, 1 on for Iowa. Tanner Padgett, right-handed hitting designated hitter. And they'll turn and put a play on. This time McNeil finds Jordan Blanton. Last time he threw it out into center field on that play. Two balls, one strike. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball and a strike called. At times, McNeil has had issues spotting the fastball, but the breaking ball has been pretty consistently dead on. Count is now even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Quick check of the runner. Here's the pitch. Another breaking ball, swing and a miss.
Next batter, number 34, catcher Austin Martin.
Austin Martin will come to the plate with now 2 outs and a runner at second. McNeil, you got to give him credit. He's battled while he's created some of his own problems. 3 error efforts so far through 4 have not helped. See if he can pick the team up and get them into the dugout and get the offense going. And now time called and granted for Austin Martin at home plate. Neal looks in for the sign. And the pitch. Breaking ball for a strike. I think Joe Renner came out and just mentioned the fact that it's the pitch that's working for you right now as far as throwing strikes, and that's what McNeil has done. Going more to the off-speed and the breaking ball, and he's been able to spot that much better than his fastball. He's ahead in the count, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 offering. Here's a fastball, high chopper. Blanton has it behind second, throws across and the inning is over. So again, a nice job by Zach McNeil. Put up back-to-back zeros, but the Hawkeyes 4 runs in the first 2 innings. Lead it 4-0. Marshall Thundering Herd still looking for their first hit of the ball game. Will come to bat in the bottom of the 4th. We'll have it for you right after this.
For the Herd in the bottom of the 4th, the first batter up will be number 18, your right fielder, Eric Rodriguez.
2, 3, and 4 for the Thundering Herd to start the 4th inning. There's the line and the delivery from Judkins, who's been just a tad less than perfect. Yet to give up a hit. Now facing the Marshall Thundering Herd, adding order for the second time. And that one is in the dirt. 2-0. A season ago, 13 appearances, mostly out of the bullpen. He did have one start, 1-0 record with a 4.12 ERA and 37 strikeouts in 39 innings. Opposing batters hit just .260 against Grant Judkins, who gets the start and has pitched very well, holding the Thundering Herd hitless through their first 10 batters. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Iowa will put up 1 in the first, 3 in the second. All of those runs coming on 2 outs. And a strike called inside and low. Yikes. You're never going to be in the favor of the umpire throwing your bat away on a strike called. Rodriguez was headed down to first base. Shane Hannon will retrieve the bat, give it to his teammate, and he'll stand in now, 3-2 count. And fouled off at home plate. Well, if you're Eric Rodriguez, you better be hacking, because anything close, you're probably going to get rung up. Leading things off in the bottom of the fourth. Rodriguez with a 3-2 count. And that one is high.
Next batter for the Herd, third baseman, number 27.
Just
Shane
the second
Hannon.
base runner for Marshall here in the bottom of the fourth. The other was Elvis Peralta, who was hit by a pitch that's going to bring up Shane Hannon. Let's see if Shane maybe squares the bunt one away. He looks at third base coach and head coach Jeff Wagner. Sosa in on the cut of the grass. Rodriguez, good speed from the stretch. And Hannon offers. This one's thrown down the line. This will allow Rodriguez to go to second, and he'll hold there. So mission accomplished one way or another. As Rodriguez strayed a little bit too far from home or first base for catcher Austin Martin's liking, but Martin unleashed a errant throw that goes all the way down the right field line, allowing Rodriguez to go into second base standing up. So now an opportunity for Shane Hannon, who did offer a bunt on that first pitch, so he's down in the count 0-1, but an RBI opportunity if he can pick up the Herd's first hit of the ball game. Good speed at second in Rodriguez, who got a great jump, all in the dirt. Nice stop by Martin. Count now even at a ball and a strike. Shane Hannon awaits the pitch. Judkins, long look at Rodriguez. Now he'll decide to step off to chase him back. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, and Shane Hannon, fooled by that spinner, hits the outside corner of the plate for a strike call. Now down in the count. Ball and 2 strikes. You could see Hannon flinch. Wasn't sure if that was a fastball or exactly what it was. And froze him just enough to take, and the strike was called. Here's a throw back, and he is going to be out. They got Rodriguez too far off the bag. That one goes 1-4 on the pickoff. Rodriguez head to the dugout. The worst part about that is you got to go by your head coach to get there. No bridge, no tunnel. You got to go right past them. And coaches do not like to see base runners get picked off in a situation, especially in a tight ball game. And how the inning has just changed. With a runner at second and 1 out,
The next batter,
strikeout
number
by
16,
Hannon.
catcher Ray Pastrana.
And any threat has now disappeared. That'll bring up Ray Pastrana, the catcher. Pastrana, infield pop-up to the second baseman to be retired to start the second inning. We're in the bottom of the fourth. And there's a strike at the knees. Herd looking for their first hit. Pastrana 333 on 4 of 12 this weekend. Coming into today's game. Couple of RBIs for Ray. Judkins back to the windup with 2 outs, 1-2 count, swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt, picked up by Austin Martin. He will finish the play at first base. And a possible scoring opportunity goes awry as Rodriguez gets picked off at second. And the Herd go down.
In the bottom of the fourth, there was no
3
runs,
up,
no
3 down,
hits.
really, after the walk.
No one left. There was 1 error.
And the Herd is hitless through 4. They trail the Iowa Hawkeyes 4-0 in the final game of the Diamond 9 Sunshine State Classic here in Kissimmee, Florida. We'll be back with the 5th inning after this. Top of the fifth, and the Marshall Thundering Herd have a pitching change. Now pitching Hunter Sexton for the Marshall Thundering Herd out of Jackson, Ohio. Saw action earlier this week as well. Threw pretty well. And he'll start things off with the center fielder, Ben Norman. Hawkeyes on top, 4-0. 4 runs on 4 hits, 1 error for Iowa. Herd still looking for their first hit. No runs, no hits, 3 errors. And the errors have been costly. Norman on the day drew a walk back in the first inning and then grounded back to the pitcher. McNeil back in the 3rd inning. Sexton falls behind 2-0. Hunter coming off a very nice summer. Saw him very effective out of the bullpen. And this one is outside. Now 3-0. Six, 7, and 8 for the Iowa Hawkeyes, who lead 4-0. Here's the wind and the pitch, and nowhere near home plate. 4-pitch walk to lead off the inning for Ben Norman, and walks continue to be an issue.
Next batter will be the shortstop, number 16,
For
Tanner
the Thundering
Wheatley.
Herd. I'll bring up the shortstop, Tanner Wheatrich. Popped out in foul territory to Shane Hannon to end the first inning. And then doubled back in the 3rd inning. 1 for 2 on the night. On the day, I should say. Norman the runner at first. Nobody out. We're in the top of the 5th. Sexton on in relief of Zach McNeil. McNeil deserved better. Gave up just 4 hits, but the 3 errors were an issue. And then in Zach's defense as well, he allowed the Hawkeyes to extend the inning with a walk, a 2-out walk, and a 2-out hit batsman. And eventually, the Hawkeyes put runs on the board after those 2 opportunities. And there's a strike. 2-1 count. Looking down for the sign is the shortstop, Tanner Wheatrich. Back into the right-handed batter's box he goes. Sexton from the set. Eyes the runner, and the pitch fouled back. And the count is even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that pitch sails high out of the strike zone, and another full count. Marshall pitching. Hunter pitched 1 inning in relief. 1 inning of relief, had 1 strikeout, didn't give up a hit or a run. 3-2, breaking ball. This one is fouled off to the right side. Nice piece of hitting by Tanner Wheatrich. Couldn't do much with that and just punched it out of play, foul territory on that breaking ball, taking it the other way, not trying to do too much with it, and he'll stay alive. Count remains 3-2. Let's see again if they want to try to send a speedy Ben Norman at first base. From the set, here's the pitch. He's running, and ball 4. Pretty good looking pitch, but didn't get the outside corner, and we've got runners at first and second. On back-to-back walks.
Now batting, number 38, right fielder, Trenton Wallace.
We'll bring up the right fielder. Sexton looks into Peralta for the sign with 2 on and nobody out. Left-handed hitting, right fielder, Trenton Wallace. Hurd looking for a ground ball. There's a strike on the outside half. Wallace struck out looking in the second and walked in the third. Sexton checks the runner at second. And he'll check him again. Here's the pitch. That one in the dirt. One ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. 2 Hawkeyes on the base paths. Sexton trying to induce a ground ball. And he throws back, and nice job by Peralta. That ball almost hit the base runner in the helmet, as well as almost sailing through both Blanton and Peralta into center field. Sexton turns his attention to the right fielder. Left-handed hitting, Trenton Wallace. 1-1 offering. Fouled back. Ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out. 2 runners on for Iowa. They lead 4-0. We're in the top of the 5th. Norman, the runner at second. Wheatrich, the runner at first. Trenton Wallace awaiting the 1-2. Here's the wind and the pitch, and it's fouled back. Spoiling a couple of good pitches and a good at-bat. Trenton Wallace battling. Hunter Sexton trying to hold the Hawkeyes at 4. Long look in for Sexton out of the set. Here's the pitch, and that one is lined. Another nice stop by Evan Hearn. Runners will advance, but Hearn will make the out at first. First out of the inning. 2 big plays. And a big glove by first baseman Evan Hearn. Made that outstanding diving play.
Now
Back in the third.
31.
Saved a short,
Third
at least
baseman,
1 run.
Matthew Sosa.
There he knocks that ball down and makes the play. Although the runners advance, it's the first out of the inning. Number 9 hole hitter, Matthew Sosa, the third baseman. Popped out in foul territory to Evan Hearn back in the second, and then struck out looking for the second out of the third inning. And he's got runners in scoring position with 1 down, and now time is taken. Hawkeyes looking to add to a 4-0 lead. Following Sosa, we'll go back to the top of the order in Mitchell Bowe. Sexton to the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball belt high, strike 1. Sexton looks in, the 0-1 pitch, and it's just off the outside corner, the breaking ball. Sails wide, and the count is even, a ball under strike. Still some action down in the Marshall bullpen. Zach McNeil's the starter. He went 4 innings and gave way to Hunter Sexton. And here's the squeeze. Hannon will go home, and they got the out at first base, but the squeeze play is successful. Coming home and scoring is Ben Norman. And a nice job by Sosa to get the bunt down and the sack and the RBI. Also moving up to third is Tanner Wheatrich. Shane Hannon did a nice job getting to that ball and making the right decision. Now the umpires are going to confer their question as to whether or not that throw that took the first baseman Evan Hearn into foul territory, whether or not he was able to keep his foot on the bag. And now they're going to say safe. They conferred with home plate umpire, who's going to have to come over and explain it to Jeff Wagner. And oftentimes from the position with the runners where they were, that first base umpire is closer to second base, and the home plate umpire can look right down the line and see if the foot is on the bag. He conferred, and they came up to say now it's
the leadoff hitter.
Going to be scored as a base hit, not a sacrifice, but still an RBI, and still now just one out. So runners on the corner and one home for the Hawkeyes here in the top of the fifth. As they overrule, get together and come up with the change in the call. No video needed. Good old baseball, isn't it great? 5-0 Hawkeyes. And the Herd not out of danger yet with runners on the corner. That breaking ball sails wide outside. Hunter thought he had a strike one, but he did not catch the black, and it's 1-0. Pastrana will go in front of home plate to the edge of the grass and relay the play to the middle infielders with runners on first and third should there be a steal attempt. Down at first base by Matthew Sosa. Sexton looks in, checks the runner at third. 1-0 pitch coming. Swing and a miss over the top of that sharp slider down and into the lefty. And the count is even at 1-1. Pastrana alerts Hearn. And if Sosa strays too far from that bag, be ready to catch a BB. Many times we've seen Pastrana throw behind those runners for big outs in an inning. This one is low, and it's 2-1. One out, Hawkeyes on the corners. Sexton comes to the set. Here's the pitch. Fouled off at home plate. Mitchell Bowe, the second baseman and leadoff hitter for the Hawkeyes, officially 0 for 2. He walked back in the second and started that mini rally that plated 3 runs with that walk. Hit a sharp long ball all the way out to the warning track the opposite way and left at Linder track down for a loud out to start the ball game. And then grounded sharply where Hearn made that diving catch. So he's hit the ball hard twice and has nothing to show for it. And the Herd would like to keep it that way. Count is even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mitchell Bowe looks down the line, but he's on his own. Not many signs to flash here to the batter. Sosa the runner at first. Tanner Wheatrich on at third. Throw over to first. Back easily is Sosa. So just one out in the inning. And Sexton with the 2-2 pitch. Grounded again. Taken in foul territory by Evan Hearn. Two balls, 2 strikes. One out in the inning. Quick throw over. Back with the dive is the runner. Sexton looks in, checks the runner at third. Here's the 2-2. Nope. Throw back to first and got him. How about that quick throw? And out at first base is Matthew Sosa. So now 2 outs in the inning and back to a 2-2 count. Sexton can get out of the inning without any further damage here in the top of the 5th. With the Hawkeyes pushing 1 run across the plate and now a runner at third. Here's the 2-2, and it's driven down the left field line, hooking and curving, foul by about 4 or 5 feet. And again, you can see the power of Matthew Bowe the opposite way. Talked about that shot that he put on the warning track back in the first, and this one, 320 feet down the third base line, just about 5 or 6 feet foul. Now Linder will give him a couple steps towards the foul line. Foul ball keeps the count even at 2-2 with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Took a little something off it. This ball's hit well. Hit well to right field, and this ball is off the glove, then off the wall. Rodriguez got there but couldn't corral it. 1 run will score, and all the way into third with a triple is Mitchell Bowe. Boy, what an effort by Rodriguez. I didn't think he would get there. And the ball went just off the top of his glove, then bounded off the wall as Rodriguez went down in a heap, got back up, but by that time, Mitchell Bowe had scooted all the way around to third base. It's an RBI triple. Pitching coach Joe Renner's going to come out, and that'll be it for Hunter Sexton. And again, the issues in this inning, and as we've seen throughout this opening weekend for Marshall, is the base on balls. You start the inning by walking the first 2 batters. The first batter that was faced by Hunter Sexton was a 4-pitch walk, followed by a full count 3-2 walk. Both those walks have come around to score.
Marshall has made a pitching change. Now on the mound, number 55, DeAndre Knight. Your new pitcher.
Hawkeyes have scored 6 runs, picking up 2 more here in the 5th, and we're not out of the inning yet.
Got a second question? Why did they reverse that call first?
He came off the bag, so the home plate umpire was looking right down the line. He saw that his foot was on the bag.
Oh, okay.
So first base umpire, he was this way. He was looking at it this way, and he couldn't see.
So that was the umpire.
He said he thought he had, he could hear him when he called the out. He said, I thought he had his foot on the bag. The foot's on the bag.
So we just call that a hit then, probably.
Yes, it would be a hit.
Thank you.
Yep.
We're ready to go here. And the Top of the fifth.
DeAndre Knight is the new pitcher for the Marshall Thundering Herd, making his second appearance of the season. DeAndre from right here, nearby Orlando. And he's going to face the first baseman, Isaiah Fallard. Right through the middle on the first pitch. Blanton from behind second base. Long throw and gets it. Nice job by Jordan Blanton to go to one knee, stop his momentum, make the play, and throw across for the out. That's how you come out of the bullpen. One pitch, one out to end the threat. But the Hawkeyes pick up two more, and they lead it 6-0 as we head to the bottom of the fifth inning. Marshall Thundering Herd still looking for their first hit of the ball game.
Hawkeyes 6.
Bottom of the fifth for the Thundering Herd, still looking for their first hit of the ball game, and they will have 5, 6, and 7 designated hitters. Zach Inskeep is the DH.
Designated hitter.
Inskeep struck out swinging back in the second inning, just his second at bat. 7 strikeouts in the 13 batters faced so far for Grant Judson, and he's quickly ahead of Zach Inskeep. No balls, 2 strikes. Herd looking for their first hit. They've only had 2 base runners. Elvis Peralta back in the second was hit by a pitch, and then a walk by Eric Rodriguez. He advanced to second base on a throwing error, and then was caught stealing on a pickoff play as Inskeep looks at a strike 3 call.
Coming to the plate, we have number 7, shortstop Elvis Peralta.
I'll bring up the shortstop, Elvis Peralta. He's been the only one to see first base besides Eric Rodriguez. And he got there after battling a 0-2 count and was hit by a pitch. Tucker Linder, the left fielder, on deck for the Marshall Thundering Herd, trying to scratch out their first hit of the ball game. Grant Judkins has been impressive, mixing up the fastball and some great breaking balls. Peralta sees one of those on the first offering, and he's down in the count, 0-1. There's the wide and the pitch, swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2. 8 strikeouts for Grant Judkins. He has been sailing, and he's been getting ahead in the count. That's the key. Then he can go to his breaking pitches off the plate, inside, and that's a ball and 2 strikes.
Now in center field for Iowa, we have Justin Jenkins.
Peralta awaits the 1-2. Here's the line and the pitch. Fastball, and he fouled it off. Another good battle for Elvis Peralta. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Judkins, and that's high, ball 2. Judkins used mostly out of the bullpen for the Hawkeyes a year ago. Boy, the way he's throwing here this afternoon, he could be a guy battling for a rotation spot. And a breaking ball inside, and now it's 3-2. So again, falling behind 0-2. Elvis Peralta with a good at bat has worked the count full. Here's the wide and the 3-2. Breaking ball, strike 3 call. Well, there's a pitch that up around the letters. Peralta's not very tall, and that ball was up. That ball is up. I'll bring up Tucker Linder, the left fielder for the Herd. He struck out swinging.
Number 6, left fielder, Tucker Linder.
Who came in batting 200 on 2 for 10. Does have a walk and was hit by a pitch twice. Linder awaits the pitch with 2 outs and nobody on. Fastball low, and it's 1-0. Herd with just 2 base runners through 5 innings. Here's the 1-0. That one hit sharply, but right at the third baseman. Sosa with a good dig and throws it across for the out. Well, that's the hardest hit ball of the ball game right now for the Thundering Herd, but right at the third baseman. A nice scoop by Sosa.
In the bottom of the 5th.
And a nice throw across.
There was no one left on, no errors. We played 5 innings.
And
the score remains
Thundering Herd go down 1-2-3 after
5
5 complete. It's the Iowa Hawkeyes 6 and the Marshall Thundering Herd nothing. We'll come back with the top of the 6th inning right after this.
Left fielder, Chris Whalen.
We head to the top of the 6th inning. And the Hawkeyes will send up 3, 4, and 5. Whaling, Paget, and Martin to face DeAndre Knight. 1 pitch, he came out of the bullpen. 1 pitch got the ground ball for the out to end the 5th. Knight has pitched 2 1/3 scoreless innings, giving up just 2 hits, no runs. Here's the first pitch, and that's inside and low, ball 1 on Chris Whalen. Whalen with that big blow in the 2nd inning, a 2-out, 2 RBI double.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. And this one in the dirt, and it's quickly 2-0. There's a strike, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Whalen was hit by a pitch, kept the inning alive after the first 2 outs recorded in the first came around to score on a wild pitch. A 2 RBI double, and he doubled again, but was left stranded back in the fourth. Pretty good day. And this one is up and in. Count is 3 balls and 1 strike to the leadoff hitter here in the top of the 6th inning. Hawkeyes on top, 6-0. This one sharply grounded, but foul outside the line. And the count is now full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. DeAndre Knight, as I mentioned, from right just north of here in Orlando, Florida, went to Edgewater High School. He looks into Pastrana for the sign and the 3-2 offering. Breaking ball, hit deep to left. Linder on the run, into the gap, on the warning track, reaches up and can't come up with it, and it's a stand-up double. Looked as though he might have gotten there, but it's just over his head on the warning track in the left center field gap, and that is the 3rd double of the ball game for Chris Whalen.
Next batter is your designated hitter, number 22, Tanner Paget.
And that is back-to-back doubles coming on 3-2 pitch. How about that? It looks like we've got a pinch hitter for the Hawkeyes. Let's see who this is. And that is number 13, Matt Burst. Coming in.
Now batting for Iowa, number 13, Matt Burst. Number 13, Matt Burst is the batter.
Runner at second, nobody out. Here in the top of the 6th. Hawkeyes on top, 6-0. 6 runs on 8 hits, 1 error. In the herd, no runs, no hits, 3 errors, breaking ball, and a beauty. Swing and a miss right over the top of that one. And Matt Burst now down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Andre Knight looks in. From the stretch, now the set and the pitch. Breaking balls. Inside and low. Pastrana slides to his left to make the stop, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out. And at second base, Chris Whelan. There for the 3rd time today, his 3rd double. Andre Knight, here's the delivery. Breaking ball, sharp spin, and a 12-6 breaker that is swung over and missed. And Matt Burst strikes out as a pinch hitter. So now 1 out in the inning.
Next batter is your catcher, number 34, Austin Martin.
And Austin Martin, the catcher for the Iowa Hawkeyes, comes to the plate. Martin today officially 0 for 2. He did have a walk in the 1st inning, struck out in the 2nd, and then grounded to second base in the 4th inning. And first pitch strike called. Quick throw to second. Safe. Back in with a head-first dive is Chris Whalen. Andre Knight snapping off some very good breaking balls in this inning. Has the sign from Pastrana. Quick look at the runner. Double check, and this one is just outside. And the count now even. Ball, a strike, and 1 out. DeAndre had a good contingent of fans here the other night to watch him in his debut. Short ride from nearby Orlando. Here's the 1-1 offering. Ground ball to the shortstop, Peralta. Pick, scoops, and throws across to Hearn for the out, advancing to third base. Now with 2 outs is Chris Whalen.
Next batter for Iowa, the right fielder, number 9, Ben Norman.
Left-handed hitting center fielder Ben Norman to the plate for the Iowa Hawkeyes with 2 outs and a runner at third. Five of the 6 Hawkeye runs have come with 2 outs. They're looking to work that magic one more time here in the top of the 6th inning. Breaking ball at the knees for strike 1 against the left-handed hitting Ben Norman. DeAndre Knight given up 3 hits in 3 innings and no runs, and he'd like to keep it that way. And this is Peralta firing across to first base for the out, and another excellent inning of relief work from DeAndre Knight, solidifying himself as one of the go-to guys out of the bullpen for the Marshall Thundering Herd. He's worked a solid 3 innings of relief this weekend, giving up just 3 hits and no runs. That's going to do it for the top of the 6th. A double by Chris Whalen, and he's left stranded at third base as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Hawkeyes 6, Thundering Herd 0. More from Kissimmee, Florida after this. Pinch hitting opportunity for Jaron Lovely as he comes to the plate here to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning. He'll bat for Evan Hearn. Boy, Hearn's come up with a couple of outstanding defensive plays in today's ball game over at first base. Now Jaron Lovely, another young man that had a pretty good summer of baseball, and carrying that into what we hope will be an outstanding spring. That ball is inside. Count now 2-1. Grant Judkins has been outstanding, holding the Herd scoreless through 5 innings. And hitless. Swing and a miss. Jaron Lovely. Count now even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Count now 3 balls, 2 strikes. Herd have only had 2 base runners. And have yet to hit a ball realistically out of the infield. Now I stand corrected. We did have a fly ball to right field. That's been it. Off the bat of Andrew Zubon, who now comes to the plate. He's the only one that's centered up a ball that made it to the outfield. Tucker Linder had a hard hit ball to third, but right at the third baseman. Other than that, It's been not much else for the offense here today, thanks to an outstanding pitching performance thus far by Grant Judkins. Aaron Lovely patiently draws a walk and becomes the third base runner of the ball game for Marshall. Now let's see if Andrew Zaban can move him. Sosa in on the cut of the grass, even with the bag down at third. Zaban has the ability and the speed to put a ball down and beat it out for an infield base hit. Let's see what they're thinking. Biggest threat for Marshall came when Eric Rodriguez drew a walk, and then on a bunt attempt, the catcher threw down to first wildly, and he was able to get down to second base. Then he was picked off. That's been it. Marshall has not had a runner reach third base. This ball is up and high. So all of a sudden, that pinpoint control that we've seen out of Grant Jenkins, able to spot all of his pitches, has lost him somewhat as he issues the leadoff walk and now falls behind 2-0, and that's going to bring some movement. Tom Gorzolani, the volunteer assistant, will come out to talk with his pitcher. Bird will travel home immediately following this game, scheduled flight for later this afternoon. And they'll be back on the road as they will head down to Wilmington, North Carolina for a 4-game series from February 22nd through the 24th. They'll face off at noon on Friday against Iona. And then a Saturday 10 a.m. matchup with Indiana State. They'll face Iona again in the second half of a doubleheader at 6 o'clock from Wilmington. And then they'll take on the home team Sunday afternoon at 1:30, the Seahawks of UNCW. So 4-game set. We'll try to bring you all those games right here on YouTube TV. 2-0 pitch from Judkins is wide again, 3-0. Herd trying to get something going. Nothing else. They just like to get into the Hawkeye bullpen. And ball 4, a 4-pitch walk out of Zaban for Andrew Zaban off of Judkins. And now we're seeing some stirring. They have a lefty and a righty up in the bullpen.
We're back to the top of the
pitcher
lineup for Marshall. The leadoff batter, number 3, second baseman
Cam Bauman.
Will be at the
He's
batter.
the lefty down in the mound, down in the bullpen for Iowa. Still a lot of baseball in this game. We're in the bottom of the 6th, and the Herd with their biggest threat of the ball game. Now with runners on first and second, and nobody out. And back to the top of the order in Jordan Blanton. And that ball does not get far enough away. Nice stop by the catcher, Austin Martin. And he tracks it down just on the grass before it gets too far away. Nice stop on a ball in the dirt. But again, that's 5 straight wide of the strike zone. I think that's 6 straight for Grant Judkins, who may have reached the end of his rope. We'll see. He's looking for a ground ball, and he's got a strike at the knees on the fastball to Jordan Blanton. 1 ball, 1 strike. Herd with runners on first and second. Nobody out. 1-1 count from the stretch for Judkins. And that is in the dirt. Now 2-1. Jaron Lovely, the runner at second. Andrew Zaban, the runner at first for Marshall. Trying to get something going against Grant Judkins, who's been darn near perfect.
Judkins from the stretch, quick
quick pitch and a ground ball jumps up into the chest of Sosa, who relays to first and safe at second. Correction, out at second, safe at first. Hustling Jordan Blanton beats the relay on the 6-4 or 5-4-3 double play attempt. And the Herd will have runners at the corner, forced off for the only out was Andrew Saban at second base. That will go 5-3 for out number one. Fielder's choice.
18, right fielder Eric Rodriguez.
Reaching for Marshall. So now runners on the corner. Still no hits for the Herd. Now one out for Eric Rodriguez. Judkins from the stretch, breaking ball. Rodriguez way on top of that one, rips it, but foul off the facing of the Iowa dugout. He saw that one well off the hand, just couldn't stay back on that breaking ball into the left-handed hitter. Blanton a threat to steal at first base. With the runner at third, you got Lovely. He's got decent speed, and that pitch is outside. Rodriguez off to a great start in the first 3 games, 5 of 12, including a triple, scored 3 runs, on base percentage, .417. He's as hot a bat as we have right now in this Marshall lineup. You're going to let him swing away, leave that hole open by keeping the runner at first base, and the first baseman has to hold him, and as I say that, they throw out, no. Blanton stops and slides around the tag. The ball beat him, but Blanton dug in and then pulled the hand back and slid in safely head first. Oh, he looked like he was out by a mile, but he dug in, pulled the left hand back, reached with the right. They didn't get him. So much for keeping the hole open on the left side. But Rodriguez is a guy that likes to go the opposite way. And now if he can get something going, he could drive in a couple of runs. Just one out. Rick Heller wasted little time going out there to question that call, but he'll barely get a pound of flesh. That's about it. As Blanton picks up the stolen base. Jordan now 2 for 3 in the stolen base department. That puts Herdsman at second and third. Rodriguez looking for the first hit of the game and a couple of RBIs. Swing and a miss. Oh, he was loaded up for that 3-1 pitch. Now 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Jaron Lovely, the runner at third. Blanton at first, both with good speed. Breaking ball, strike 3. Froze Rodriguez, good pitch. Rodriguez could not pull the trigger. And that's going to bring up Shane Hanna with 2 outs.
Next batter for the Herd, third baseman, number 27, Shane Hannon.
Now, Judkins has been able to reach into his bag of tricks and come up with a pitch when he's needed, and boy, that was a beauty. 3-2 breaking ball. Good confidence in that breaking stuff. Froze Rodriguez for the strike 3 call. So now 2 outs, 2 on, and Shane Hannon grounded to short and struck out swinging back in the 4th. And he's going to swing at a pitch well out of the strike zone and in the dirt. You just don't see that out of Shane Hannon. Very uncharacteristic. Usually a very disciplined hitter. We saw it earlier. Then he really squared things up in games 2 and 3. Barreled up a bunch of good balls. Even the outs were loud. Now he's got to come up with a first hit of the ball game for the Herd if they're going to get on the scoreboard. Count is now even. That ball sails wide and low, and it's a ball and a strike. 2 outs, 2 on. back to the windup for Grant Judkins. Here's the pitch. Nowhere near it. That's off the glove, and Lovely did not get a good jump, and he goes back to third. Good hustle by the catcher, Austin Martin. Lovely, had he gotten a good read, the problem was the ball from Jaron's eye angle went sideways, and he couldn't see the ball through the catcher. Couldn't see how far it had gone. It went all the way back to the edge of the warning track behind home plate, but Jaron couldn't see that because the ball was directly in his line of sight with the catcher. There's a strike on the outside corner, and it's now 2-2. A lot of Hawkeye fans here in Kissimmee, Florida, and right now they want to see Grant Judkins get out of the inning without a hit or a run. Shane Hannon, on the other hand, would like to change all of that. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Eleventh strikeout of the game for Grant Judkins, and it's a big one. He keeps the herdsman hitless, and with 6 complete, it's Iowa 6 and Marshall 0. We'll be back with the top of the 7th right after this.
Marshall 0.
New pitcher for the Marshall Thundering Herd is Mark Meyer. We refer to him Eminem. Mark Meyer takes over. Last year, 2-1 in 12 appearances, most of those from the bullpen. He did have 2 starts, 18 strikeouts in 27 innings. Problem for Mark is when he just can't find the strike zone on occasion, but when he can throw the strikes, he's as good as they get. Big, long, lanky right-hander. And he will take over. First pitch is hit high and hit deep. Tucker Linder back at the wall, reaches out. And that one goes over the fence.
It's out of here. Home run.
Tanner Wittrich with a solo shot. About 390. That was a high fly ball that just did not stop traveling. Thunder went all the way back to the wall, was
Next
hoping to
batter,
use
number
that
6.
6'7"
Center
frame to
fielder,
leap up
Justin
and rob him,
Jenkins.
but could not get a hand on it. It was just over the fence, just out of reach. Solo shot for Tanner Wheatrich. I'll bring up the right fielder, Trenton Wallace. And looks like we've got a pinch hitter. That is Justin Jenkins. Back to the windup in the pitch. That one sails high. So a solo home run adds to the total for the Hawkeyes. They now lead 7-0 on 10 hits and 1 error. Marshall, no runs, no hits, and 3 errors. Top of the 7th, Hawkeyes in control. Myers' pitch is fouled back. Jenkins, left-handed hitting, right fielder. Count even, 2-2, nobody out. Here in the top of the 7th, Hawkeyes have pushed one more across. And that one's in the dirt. Count goes full, 3-2. That's Sosa waits on deck. 9-hole hitter, third baseman for Iowa. Action continues in the Iowa Hawkeye bullpen. You wonder how long they'll let Grant Jenkins go. No hitter in place, and that 3-2 pitch nowhere close, and it's ball 4.
Next batter for Iowa, third baseman,
And we
number
may
31, Matthew Sosa.
Sosa being called back to the dugout. And we may have a pinch hitter.
We have a correction.
Pinch hitter is going to be
There's a pinch hitter
Lorenzo
for Iowa. Now batting
Elian.
number 1, Lorenzo Elon.
Lorenzo Elian steps to the plate. Elian, a 6', 290-pound junior out of Chicago, Illinois. Meyer with the stretch and the strike at the knees. It's ahead in the count, 0-1. Nobody out. We're in the top of the 7th. Hawkeyes scored 4 runs in the first 2 innings and have not looked back and have added 3 more tallies. They lead at 7-0 here in the 7th. Runner on, nobody out. 0-1 pitch from Mark Meyer on in relief. In the dirt. Nice stop by Pastrana. Meyer becomes the 4th pitcher for the Thundering Herd. McNeil with the start, relieved by Sexton, and Sexton relieved by DeAndre Knight. Knight looked very good again in his second outing. Some of the bullpen innings that we have seen have been pretty impressive. Some of those guys came out here in opening weekend and have established themselves as go-to guys out of the pen. Count is even at 1-1. Pinch hitter Lorenzo Elian out of Chicago, Illinois, and Kirkwood Community College. Fouls that one back off the face mask of Ray Pastrana. He's going to flex his chin. That caught him right on the jaw. You got the helmet on, but it still can only protect you so much from that ball coming in off the bat. Upwards of 90 miles an hour. Pastrana turns and flexes his jaw. Ray's all right. Lorenzo Elion pinch hitting for the 9-hole hitter, third baseman Matt Sosa. With nobody out and a runner on. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Took it up top. And a strikeout for Mark Meyer. Back to the top of the order for the Hawkeyes and
Next
second baseman Mitchell Bowe.
Leadoff batter, number 4, second baseman Mitchell Bowe.
Bowe's hit the ball hard today. He doesn't have much to show for it, with the exception of that triple and an RBI back in the 5th. They put Linder on the warning track the opposite way. Ball that was hauled in on the fly, and then that sharp, what looked to be destined for a base hit and another RBI in the 3rd, if not for the diving stop by Evan Hearn. And they put out at first. He did walk and score, and then that RBI triple in the 3rd. And he'll face Meyer for the first time. First pitch is a ball with 1 out and 1 on. This one is in the dirt, and it's now 2-0. More baseball coming to the stadium following this one. That's Pitt, team that the Thundering Herd defeated last night, will be part of that. Weather-wise, it's been ideal. Meyer looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. And changeup is fouled off at the plate. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Meyer looking for that ground ball and a double play to get out of the inning. Jaron Lovely, after pinch hitting for Evan Hearn, has stayed in to play first base. Meyer with a deep breath, and the runner steals. Here's the throw by Pastrana, not in time, and safe. He had a good jump. He stole that one off the pitcher. And into second base goes Justin Jenkins. That'll take away the opportunity for the double play and a ground ball. That pitch was wide of the zone. It's now 3-2. Meyer got to battle back. 1 out, 1 on for the Hawkeyes here in the top of the 7th. They've scored a run with a solo home run to lead off the inning. This one hit sharply, but right at Peralta. Couple of pumps and the fire across to Lovely for the out. Advancing to third is Jenkins. So now 2 outs with the runner advancing to third base.
Next batter for the Hawkeyes, number 5, Zeb Adrian.
Zeb Adrian will pinch hit for first baseman Isaiah Fallard. Zeb Adrian pinch hitting. So the day for Isaiah Fallard is done. He had a single and 4 at-bats. Now left-handed hitting. Zeb Adrian. Jenkins, the runner at third with 2 outs. And Pastrana wants to keep him close. He'll fire down to Shane Hannon covering third. Back safely is Jenkins. Pitch was a ball outside, and it's 1-0. 2 outs in the inning. 1 on, 1 in for Iowa. They lead 7-0. That ball's in the dirt. I stopped by Pastrana with the runner at third. It's 2-0. Meyer looking to limit the damage. Get the herd out of the inning. Comes to the set. And the pitch. Right. Fastball high. 3-0. Meyer looks into Pastrana for the 3-0 sign. Here's the pitch. Fastball. Catches the outer half of the plate for a strike. Now 3-1. 2 outs in the inning. Jenkins, the runner at third for Iowa. Here's the pitch. That's low. Ball 4. So the Hawkeyes extend the inning with another walk and now have runners on the corner. And that's going to bring up the dangerous Chris Whalen. All he's done is smack
Next batter
back
for
to back
Iowa,
to back
left
doubles.
fielder, number 28, Chris Whalen.
Whalen was hit by a pitch in the first, came around to score on a wild pitch. 2 out, 2 RBI double in the second, double in the fourth, and a double in the sixth. The doubles in the fourth and sixth both came on 3-2 pitches. Now with 2 outs and 2 on, Meyer will get ahead. Breaking ball on the outside half of the plate for a strike 1. Tucker Linder, the left fielder, who's had to turn and run to the wall 3 consecutive times with Whalen, is now playing him 2 steps from the warning track. And that's a ball low. 1-1 the count. 2 on, 2 outs, 1 in for the Hawkeyes here in the top of the 7th. Here's the 1-1 from Meyer. Wow, breaking ball and a nice one. It must have come in high. And it's now 2-1. Meyer comes set. And the pitch. In the dirt, gets by Pastrana. Run will score. Wild pitch. Down to second base. Goes up Adrian. Walks and wild pitches. Hurting the herd here today. Second run that is scored off a batter that reached without a hit on a wild pitch. It's now 8-0, and Pastrana taking a beating behind home plate. What with foul tips and balls in the dirt. Now 8-0 in favor of the Hawkeyes here in the top of the 7th. They push 2 across and have a runner at second. Still 2 down. 6 of the 8 have scored with 2 outs. Another one in the dirt. Meyer cannot find it, and that one's going to roll into the dugout. He may get home plate. Nope. That one went off Pastrana, rolled down the dugout steps.
Next batter for Iowa, number 13, the designated hitter, Matt Burst.
Still 2 outs. And the designated hitter is Matt Burst. He took over for Tanner Padgett in the 6th, and he's going to get his second at bat already. He was the first out of the inning with a strikeout. He's ahead in the count. 1 ball, no strikes. Hawkeyes at the corners. That one off the end of the bat towards Blanton. A tricky spin. They throw to first for the out. So nice job by Blanton to stay with that, but the Hawkeyes add 2 more. They lead it as we head to the bottom of the 7th. 8-0. And the Thundering Herd looking for their first hit of the game. Will try to get that hit off of a relief pitcher. We'll tell you who that is when we return. Cam Bauman, the new pitcher for Iowa, as Grant Judkins finishes his day. He's thrown a 6-inning no-hitter. This early in the season, you're not going to stretch arms regardless of that fact. So Bauman is on in relief. He'll face Ray Pastrana.
Now batting for Marshall, the catcher, number 16, Ray Pastrana.
And Zach Inskeep and Elvis Peralta scheduled. Pastrana fouls that one back as well.
Now catching for Iowa, number 32, Brett McCleary.
No balls, 2 strikes to Pastrana, leading off the bottom of the 7th. Swing and a miss. Got him with the high heat above the hands, and Pastrana is a strikeout victim for the 2nd time today. Pastrana 0 for 3.
Now batting for Marshall, number 15, the designated hitter, Zach Inskeep.
Zach Inskeep struck out swinging, struck out looking. Checks his swing and did not go. Bauman, the new pitcher, left-hander, 6 foot, 297-pound sophomore out of Fairfield, Iowa. And a little high heat. Inskeep lays off, and it's 2-0. Here's the wide and the pitch from Bauman. Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. 2-1. Bauman with the 2-1. 1-2, and this one is weakly popped up into the air where the first baseman will take it. Making that grab was Zeb Andrian. He came on to take over the first base duties.
Next batter for Marshall, number 7, shortstop Elvis Peralta.
It's keep the second out of the inning. That'll bring up the shortstop Elvis Peralta. Batting from the left side, lefty versus lefty. Elvis with a big healthy cut. Reached base in the second inning when he was hit by a pitch. Fell behind in the count in that at bat, but was able to reach. A few runners to get on base. This one hit towards second. Sliding grab coming up and making the throw for the out is the second baseman, Mitchell Bowe. So a nice play, taking away the base hit from Elvis Peralta. The Thundering Herd go down 1, 2, 3. And the no-hitter is still intact. Combination of Grant Judkins and Cam Bauman have out-hit the Marshall Thundering Herd through 7. Hawkeyes lead it 8-0. We're back after this. Substitutions around the infield and outfield for
in the 8th inning here. To start off, the first batter for Iowa will be number 32.
the Marshall Thundering Herd. Raul Cabrera comes into play third base. Jaron Lovely came into pinch hit for Hearn. He'll go out to right field, and Stephen Nice will come into first base. Also pitching change, Ryan Capuano, freshman who saw action earlier this weekend, will come in for his second appearance of the 2019 season. He went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 1 hit, no runs. Austin Martin, the catcher, now batting. Correction. Had a change. That's Brett McCleary, and he strikes out swinging. So a nice job by Capuano right off the bat. 3 pitches and 1 out.
Now batting for Iowa, number 8, pinch hitter Luke Farley.
Luke Farley will get the pinch hit, filling in for center fielder Ben Norman. Farley bats from the right side. He'll face Capuano. 8-0 Hawkeyes. 8 runs on 10 hits, 1 error. Herd has been held hitless, scoreless through 7 innings. 3 errors they have cost them. Breaking ball sails out of the strike zone. Couldn't get on top of that one. And it sails high in the strike zone, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 2 strikes. Strike called on the pinch hitter, Luke Farley. Here's the pitch by Capuano. Tried to geek up on the fastball and sails it high out of the zone, and it's ball on 2 strikes. And that one is just below the knees off the outside edge, and the count is full now, 3-2.
Yeah. He's half of the back, or after the bag. But he hasn't seen this.
Here's the wide and the delivery from Capuano, and it's a ball high. So a pinch hit walk issued to Luke Farley. 1 out in the inning, 1 on for the Hawkeyes, who lead at 8-0.
Next batter for Iowa, number 16, shortstop Tanner Wheatrich.
This is the shortstop, Tanner Wheatrich. Had a pretty good day today. Solo home run back in the 7th, just over the fence in left center field. And again, Linder will give him a couple of steps. Wheatrich also with a double. Walked and scored back in the 5th. 1 out, 1 on for Iowa. Final from the stretch. Checks the runner, comes to the set. Here's the pitch. High and tight. And the count is now 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out in the inning, 1 Hawkeye on the plate. Final from the stretch, and that one stays high. Everything up in the zone right now for Ryan Capuano. Oh, true freshman out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. There's a strike. 2/3 of an inning earlier this week. Gave up 1 hit, no runs. Farley, the runner at first. Here's the 2-2 offering. Check swing. Or did he get a piece of that? Well, I'm not sure if it went off the bat or the protective or perhaps the elbow. The home plate umpire is going to ask for help. It's a 2-2 pitch offered at it. Pastrana didn't, if it came off the bat, Pastrana did not hold on to it. So if it's a foul, and they're going to say it was a ball, and he checked his swing, so it's now 3 balls, 2 strikes. Another full count. Back-to-back batters for Iowa. Capuano will look in for the sign from Pastrana. Quick check of the runner, comes set. Here's the pitch. Grounded sharply but foul down between the coaching box and third base. That'll send him scattering in the Marshall bullpen. Count remains 3-2. Capuano looking for a ground ball to get out of the inning. And it's in the dirt, ball 4. Back-to-back walks on 3-2 counts. Boy, have we seen that a lot. 8 walks in that first contest against Milwaukee. 7 of those walks came on 3-2 counts. We had a couple of more of those today. In fact, 4 of those today. Hawkeyes on first and second for Justin Jenkins with 1 out. And out, struggling to find the strike zone and any consistency is Ryan Capuano. Joe Renner. He's got his Fitbit on. He's getting his steps in today. Another visit to the Herd Mound. And he is out there with a one-way conversation right now with this freshman pitcher out of Ontario, Canada. Several young pitchers looking for bullpen innings for the Thundering Herd, and sometimes you just got to go out and tell them what your expectation is, tell them what they're doing best, and what to stick with. No better way to do that than through actual game experience, and that's what Capuano is getting into here. Let's see how he responds. 1-0 pitch. Fouled back. And it's 1-1. Freshman looks in for the sign from the senior catcher, Ray Pastrana. Comes set. One quick check of the runner at second. Here's the pitch, and that's way up. Pastrana leaping up to make that catch and pull it down. 2 balls and a strike, 1 out, 2 on for the Hawkeyes. We're in the top of the 8th inning. 8 runs on 10 hits for Iowa. No runs, no hits for Marshall. This one is fouled at home plate. Even the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch by Capuano goes high again. And it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3 straight full counts. First 2 have reached via the free pass. You got to believe if Capuano doesn't get this one, that may be it for him. Action in the bullpen for Marshall. Capuano comes set, looking for a pitch here. And it's ball 4. Lost him again. After a strikeout to start the inning, the freshman has walked the bases loaded. Back out to the mound comes Joe Renner. The motion for the bullpen coming out to the top step. That was a sense of urgency with that walk to the mound for Joe Renner.
We have a pitching change for Marshall. Now pitching number 5, Philip Hoffman. New pitcher for Marshall, number 5, Philip Hoffman.
The pitcher is Philip Hoffman, as you heard from our PA announcer. He'll go through his warm-ups.
Maybe get Steve some of them off. I really wish I could remember that lady's name.
Hoffman, a right-handed pitcher. 10 appearances a year ago. Did get 1 start. Hoffman with no decision, mostly out of the bullpen, where he went 9 1/3 total innings a season ago. Gave up 12 hits in those 9 innings. First pitch from Philip Hoffman fouled down the left field line off the bat. The young man who came in as a pinch hitter, Lorenzo Elion. Bases loaded with 1 out, 0-1 count. Hoffman trying to clean up a jam here in the top of the 7th. He's got a pop fly. Blanton coming out. Lovely coming in. Blanton with a strong throw. Makes the catch and the put out. Nobody able to advance on the pop fly to shallow right field. Second out of the inning, and it's a big one.
Now up for Iowa, the leadoff batter, number 4, second baseman Mitchell Bowe.
Back to the top of the order for the Hawkeyes. And their leadoff hitter, second baseman Mitchell Bowe. 6th plate appearance in the contest for Mitchell Bowe. 10 hits, 8 runs for the Hawkeyes. And there's a strike on the inside corner at the knees from Philip Hoffman, and he's ahead in the count. No balls, 1 strike. No place to put him with 2 outs. Hoffman trying to keep the Hawkeyes from doing further damage. They lead 8-0. Now Bowe wants to back out. Ryan Capuano, after being removed from that game for issuing the 3 consecutive walks, is down in the bullpen getting in some extra work, hoping that Phil Hoffman can help him out and pick him up. Nice breaking ball. Sharp break in it. Swing and a miss by Mitchell Bowe. Philip Hoffman trying to come in and keep the Hawkeyes scoreless. Walked into a bases loaded situation. He's 1 pitch away from getting the herd back into the dugout. Looks into Pastrana. Now stepping out, asking for time, is the batter, Mitchell Bowe. Hoffman with the sign. And here's the 1-2. Fastball popped up. Is it going to stay in play as it heads towards the dugout? And it's going to hit on top of the dugout roof down the third base line. And the count will remain a ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Hoffman has the sign he wants. And we'll go again with the 1-2 pitch and 2 outs. Breaking ball inside. And the count is now even, 2-2. Sixth pitcher for Marshall, Philip Hoffman. Trying to get the herd back into the dugout with any further damage. Low fastball, reaching down and grounding it foul is the batter, Mitchell Bowe. Hoffman looks in for and gets the sign. 2-2 pitch on its way. Low, ball 3. Here we go. Everybody's moving. 3-2, 2 outs, bases loaded. It's the 4th full count of the inning. Here's the pitch, and it's in the dirt, ball 4. 4th full count, 4th walk for Hurd pitching in the inning. And they'll push one more across. Without the benefit of the hit.
Next batter for Iowa.
Any hit,
5,
Iowa will
baseman,
add to their lead.
Adrian.
It's now 9-0. Zeb Adrian came on to pinch hit in the 7th and walked. He'll step in from the left side with the bases loaded and 2 outs. There's a strike at the knees. Getting ahead is Philip Hoffman. Hoffman checks the runners. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Phil on top. 0-2. Looking to make a pitch. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that one laced into right field. 0-2 pitch is a base hit. 1 run will score. Everybody's going to move up 1. An RBI single for Zeb Adrian on an 0-2 pitch. Hawkeyes push another run across in the inning, adding to their lead.
Now batting number 28, left fielder Chris Whalen.
Now 10 runs on 11 hits for Iowa. Chris Whalen to the plate. Playing with 3 doubles in the game. First pitch is a ball in the dirt. Eighth Hawkeye to come to the plate. Here in the never-ending top of the 8th. Still 2 outs. There's a strike and the count is even. 2 out hits, 2 out runs given up by the Thundering Herd today have been an issue. All 4 of the first runs in the first and second inning came with 2 outs. Here's a ground ball. Should end it. Scoop and a flip from Peralta to Blanton at second base to beat the runner. And the 8th inning has come to an end, but not before the Iowa Hawkeyes add 2 more. And Iowa leads it 10-0 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. We'll bring it to you right after this.
We go to the bottom. For Marshall, leading off at the bottom of the 8th, will be number 6, the left fielder, Tucker Linder.
We head to the bottom of the 8th inning, and another relief pitcher, Duncan Davitt, is on, trying to secure this no-hit effort by the Iowa Hawkeyes. He'll face Tucker Linder, a left fielder. First pitch fouled back. Linder on the day struck out in the second and grounded out sharply to the third baseman in the 5th inning. Combined no-hitter for the Iowa pitching staff. Here's the second pitch. Breaking ball. Strike called on the outside corner with that breaking ball. Linder down in the count, 0-2. Linder, Lovely, and Zaban scheduled. Breaking ball is apparently high or off the outside edge. Tough take. Linder gets the call, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Here's Duncan Davitt's pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Jaron Lovely will come to the plate.
Next batter for Marshall will be number 8, first baseman, Jaron Lovely.
13th strikeout for Hawkeye pitching today. They have been solid. An outstanding start by Grant Judkins. Grant Judkins went 6 innings of no-hit ball. Cam Bauman put together a 1-2-3 7th inning. And Duncan Davitt struck out the first batter he's faced. And now the count even at 1-1 with 1 out against the left-handed hitting right fielder, Jaron Lovely. There's a fastball strike. All in 2 strikes, 1 out. And Lovely laces this one sharply into right field for a base hit. Jaron Lovely had thoughts about second base. Wide turn, but he'll bring it back, and that'll break up the no-no. Jaron Lovely with a base hit to right field.
Next batter for the Herd will be number 17, center fielder Stephen Nice.
Stephen Knights, who is playing first base, will bat for Andrew Saban. looks at a strike called. So pretty good pitching effort. 7 1/3, no-hit ball from Judkins, Bauman, and Davitt. Iowa's lead is 10-0. This one grounded foul. And Stephen Nice is down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Davitt to the set. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Breaking ball, sharp. Looked like a slider on the outside edge, and nice swings over it for the out. Second strikeout.
Batter for Marshall, number 3, second baseman Jordan Blanton.
For Duncan Davitt, and that'll bring up Jordan Blanton. Lovely, the runner at first. Runners for the herd, few and far between. Breaking ball for a strike on the first offering to Jordan Blanton. Here's the pitch, and this one is fouled back. Blanton now down in the count, 0-2. 2 outs, runner on. Herd trailing 10-0, picking up their first hit of the ball game, thanks to a single by Jaron Lovely. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and another breaking ball off the edge of the plate. And Blanton has struck out for the 3rd time today.
That's all for Marshall.
So Davitt does give up the hit that breaks up the no-hitter, but he ends up striking out the side. And the herd. And Iowa will head to the 9th inning with the Hawkeyes on top, 10-0. Sam Boone on to pitch for the Thundering Herd. He is the 7th Marshall pitcher in today's ball game. Here's the pitch, and the count is now even. And a ball and a strike. We're in the top of the 9th. And that's strike 2. Boone is a big, tall, lanky, red shirt senior out of Shoreline, Washington. There's the 1-2. Breaking ball fouled off. has the sign from Pastrana and the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, punch towards right field on the fly is lovely. Can he get there? He cannot. One hop to the warning track. Into second base with a stand-up double is Matt Burst.
Next batter, number 32, catcher Brett McCleary.
Sam Boone with his second appearance of the weekend. Earlier he pitched a scoreless inning. Gave up a walk, but did not give up a hit. That's the first hit he's given up. Here's the wind and the delivery. That's a ball high. Here's the wind and the pitch. This one is popped back behind home plate, racing over trying to make the catch. It's the backup catcher. Unable to get there as it falls against the screen. Count even at 1-1. Brett McCleary steps back into the batter's box. Nobody out, runner on second. Iowa leading 10-0. Thundering Herd with just one hit. 12 hits for the Hawkeyes. Boone has the sign. Out of the set. Here's the pitch, and it's a breaking ball off the outside edge. That one was fouled off behind the plate. Count is even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, fouled off again. Brett McCleary staying alive. Boone to the set. Nobody out. Runner at second. Here's the pitch, and strike 3 call. Nice breaking ball in the corner. Boone gets his first strikeout.
Now batting for Iowa, right fielder, number 8, Luke Farley.
Luke Farley to the plate. Farley came on back in the 8th inning. Walked and came around to score. He was one of those series of 3 consecutive 3-2 situations. All 3 of them resulted in walks, and in fact, in the 8th, Herd pitching went 3-2 4 times and gave up 4 walks. Here's Boone's offering. That is a strike at the knees. One out, runner on second for Iowa here in the top of the ninth. They lead it 10-0. Here's the pitch, and that's in the dirt. Pastrana up. Action. I believe that is Kyle Schaefer who has come in to catch for Pastrana. Freshman out of Astoria, New York. First opportunity for the youngster behind the plate for Marshall. Boone checks the runner. Here's the pitch. The 1-2 is in the dirt. 2-2. Boone has the sign. And the pitch. Swung. Foul ball tipped at home plate. And Luke Farley will stay alive. Boone trying to look for the punch out. Has the sign and comes set. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Strike 3 in the dirt. Schaefer will have to do the duty at first base, and he does. Back-to-back strikeouts after a leadoff double. And Boone trying to close out the ninth. Tanner Wheatrich, shortstop. Been on base 4 of 5 times and has come around to score 3 of those times. One of those, he didn't stay on base for very long. It was a solo home run to lead off the 7th. Walked twice and scored twice, and he's part of that series of 3-2 counts that resulted in walks, and then those walks came around to score. Seven of the 10 runs were put on by Hurd pitching, either via the walk or a hit batsman. Coaches sit down and dissect what happens in a game, and those are things that are going to jump off the page.
Next batter for Iowa, center fielder, number 6, Justin Jenkins.
Justin Jenkins will come to the plate. He came in as a pinch hitter back in the 7th. Walked, stole a base, and came home on a wild pitch, and walked again in the 8th. Lined up and the pitch, check swing, but he went high heat, and he offered. Boone trying to get the punch out ahead in the count 0-2, and strike 3 called. Well, he ends up retiring the side, 3 strikeouts. After the leadoff double, leaves the Hawkeyes stranded in 2.
No runs, they do have 1 hit.
And another nice inning of relief work for Sam Boone.
The score remains 10-0.
And we'll head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Hawkeyes on top 10-0.
First batter up for Marshall in the bottom of the 9th, the pinch hitter, number 13, Luke Edwards.
Luke Edwards will get a chance to pinch hit here in the bottom of the 9th. The Herd down 10-0 to the Iowa Hawkeyes and just 1 hit in the ballgame. And another pitcher out of the Hawkeye bullpen is Jason Foster, trying to maintain the shutout. Herd's only hit came back in the 8th inning. Solid base hit to right field by Jaron Lovely. Count even, 1-1. And Edwards swinging a miss. Edwards is a true freshman out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. 5'9", 165-pounder, can play the infield or the outfield. Going to be a good utility player here in the early part of his career. Word from the Marshall camp, the young man can swing it. Work to count even at 2-2. Breaking ball, strike 3 called. Well, he's just seen a college curveball. Welcome to college, Lou. It'll
Next
get better.
For the Herd, third baseman, number 4, Raul Cabrera.
Raul Cabrera, who's been in defensively at third base for Hannon, will get a chance to swing it. With 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. There's the line and the delivery from Foster, and that's ripped down the line, just foul. Raul just missed a double down the left field line. A 3-foot foul. The wide and the delivery, strike at the knees on the outside half. Ball and 2 strikes. 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 9th. Hawkeyes on top, 10-0. Next game on slate, we'll have Pitt taking on Milwaukee. That pitch is low and away. Foster looks in for the sign. And the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, hit sharp to short. Coming over, scoop, long throw, and got him. Outstanding plays. Cabrera goes down. Nice play by the shortstop, Tanner Wietrich.
Next batter for the Herd, number 19, catcher Kyle Schaefer.
So Schaefer, who came in for Pastrana last inning defensively, will now get his first collegiate at bat. And he fouls this one off. Schaefer, as we mentioned, out of Astoria, New York. Herd down to their final out of their opening weekend. Foster. And a swing and a miss by Schaefer. And he's now down in the count 0-2.
Got it. Do you need these now? Alright, well.
Jason Foster looks in. Here's the wind and the delivery. Going down, slapping that one towards left field is Schaefer. Drifting over the left fielder, puts it away. That'll do it. Hawkeyes a winner, 10-0. Impressive pitching performance by Grant Judkins. He no-hit the Thundering Herd through 6. Cam Bauman, Duncan Davitt, and Jason Foster come in to close it out and secure the shutout. Your final from Osceola County Stadium here in Kissimmee. Final game of the 4-game series for the Thundering Herd in the Diamond 9 Sunshine State Classic. The Hawkeyes 10 and Marshall 0. Don't forget, stay tuned to this YouTube channel next week as we'll be down in Wilmington, North Carolina, bringing you just as many games as we can of the 4-game set down in Wilmington. Stay tuned to @Herd Baseball Twitter for more updates and information about where you can follow the Herd. Our final, once again, as the Thundering Herd will return to Huntington later this afternoon. They are 1-3 on their opening weekend after the loss here this afternoon to the Iowa Hawkeyes by a final of 10-0. For our YouTube TV production, this is Tom Linder saying, till next time, hope to see you at the game. Time for the pool and cocktails.